Hey yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Mauro and today we're gonna do a new reaction of geography now. This time we're gonna check out Montenegro. This was highly requested by you guys, so let's just check it out because I don't know that much about Montenegro.
It is so great to be back in the Balkans. I actually love researching this place because it's like, you'll never get bored. It's Europe's most dysfunctional family. However, when it comes to Montenegro, it's kind of like...
Yes, of course, Yugoslavia, we all know about that. Yeah, I mean, I know Montenegro but of course everyone knows Montenegro for the James Bond movie Casino Royale, when he gets poisoned in the casino, James Bond. And what else? Of course, I'm a football player because I'm a Juventus fan. I love football, so there are so many great Montenegrin players. I don't know how you say that in English. But anyway, that's okay. I think it's very interesting to see this.
Welcome to quite possibly the sleepiest nation on the planet.
Sleepiest.
It's time to learn geography
Now! Hey everyone, I'm your host Barbs. Montenegrin geography Bogdan wrote this joke about Montenegro. When all the countries were gaining independence from Yugoslavia in 1992, Montenegro was so lazy they took a 14-year-long nap and finally caught up in 2006. Jokes aside though, Montenegro is such an amazing hidden treasure locked away in the Balkans that very few people seem to pay attention to. Probably because their publicity department is taking their lunch break. Anyway, let's find out where this little guy is located, shall we? By the way, thank you to the person that sent me this Montenegro scarf. Love it. Montenegro, Europe's newest country.
No, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Uh-uh.
Yes, I
No.
am. Yes, we
Serbia.
have explained time.
Sorry.
Yes,
Call-
Well,
Also-
until that gets fully settled, we'll have to settle for Montenegro. You know how like when you're playing a video game, there's like a side mission or like a cool hidden level that you have to unlock? That's kind of like what Montenegro is. Europe's little bonus, and it's like the best place in the world to take a nap. First of all, the country is located in the southeastern European region known as the Balkans, right along the Adriatic Sea, bordered by 4 other countries. Yes, the southernmost tip of Croatia borders them, which took off this extra 5 miles, 8 kilometers of coastline. And depending on where you stand on the issue, they border the partially recognized disputed area of Kosovo that Serbia claims, and that's a whole other story for another episode. The country is divided into 23 municipalities, 2 of which are urban centers, the former royal capital of Cetinje and the current capital, Podgorica, located further inland. The country has 2 international airports, the busiest and largest one in the capital, Podgorica, as well as a smaller but conveniently located one in Tivat along the Bay of Kotor, a huge tourism spot. Those who come in by sea can stop at one of the many marinas and seaports, with the largest and busiest one being the port of Bar in the south, which also operates cargo and passenger vessels daily. Finally, along the coast and inland, there are many small rocks and islets. However, the largest and main ones are Mamula Island, which has a
Wow.
sign guarding the entrance.
Oh my god, that's so beautiful. It kind of looks like those prisons they had back in the days, like Alcatraz, Guantanamo in the sea, so nobody could escape.
To the Bay of Kotor, where you can find Stradioti Island with a small resort on it, and further south you find St. Nicola Island just off the coast of Budva. Finally, the triangle-shaped Bojana Island just along the border with Albania also has a nice beachside resort. Whew! Other than that, they do have 2 main state-operated railways that transect the country. It stops in the main hub Podgorica, the capital, where you can decide to continue on either to Albania or Serbia. Oh, and the country is kind of shaped like a screaming turtle. Otherwise, some interesting places to
Screaming
visit
turtle.
might include spots like the Mausoleum of Njegoš, the Jurjevica Tara Bridge,
Wow.
the ruins of Duklea, this clock tower and the Millennium Bridge, the island of Saint
Oh
Stefan.
my god, so beautiful. I wanna go so much to the beach right now. Looks so beautiful.
The Sipkanik wine cellar, the fortifications of Kotor, the war memorial in Ulcinj, the royal capital of Cetinje has some cool stuff, and there are so many chapels and monasteries, the most notable one probably being the Ostrog Monastery carved into a cliff. It's like a huge pilgrimage
Wow.
spot. And speaking of crazy looking cliffs and
My
fascinating
God,
natural
look at that
landmarks, let's jump
landscape.
into the...
So beautiful.
Now, the name Montenegro is derived from Venetian Italian, meaning black mountain, derived from the densely forested Mount Lovćen. Keep in mind though, Montenegro is a Slavic nation, not Latin. They actually call their country Crna Gora, which means black forest. The point is, there's lots of mountains and forests, and it looks great. I mean, Casino Royale was partially filmed there.
That's what I said. Come on, you think I can... It's like one of the best movies that was ever made. I think it's my favorite of all time. That movie was so beautiful. That's why I know about the casino in Montenegro. But, oh my god, so beautiful that movie.
Anyway, the country is over 80% mountainous and hilly, located in the geological region of Europe known as the Dinaric Alps, which extend all the way to Greece. Within these hills, there are two smaller ranges that shield the coastal regions, the Durmitor and Yelasica mountains. In between them, you find the longest river, the Tara, which flows south, not too far from the tallest peak, Slakolata, which is also on the border with Albania. Just to skip away, you can find the largest lake, Lake Skadar, again shared with Albania, which is found at the edge of the Zeta Plain, the largest area of flat valley land in all of Montenegro, where, no shocker, the capital is located. Just to skip over the last mountains, with surprisingly beautiful beaches in the south, by Doni Shtoj, close to the Albanian border, many of the beaches kind of stole names of famous beaches around the world to boost tourism, like Miami Beach or Copacabana. Further up north, Buljarica Beach.
Yeah, but they do that everywhere. They don't do that just in just in Montenegro for sure, you know.
Which is one of the most popular areas. Sometimes you can even find flamingos
Wow.
there. And finally up north, you reach the most famous coastal region, the Bay of Kotor, uniquely shaped in these triple locked marinas with narrow corridors that played a huge role in the historical kingdom era. Ah, I love that name, Kotor. It sounds like some kind of cartoon superhero from the 80s. And speaking of superheroes, time for my triple shot of espresso break, which means Noah comes in and fills in for the physical geography section.
You got it. The interesting thing for Montenegro is the number of species per area unit index is over 0.8. This means it has the highest index recorded in any European country. Species like fish, amphibians, and brown bears. Out of the 5
What the hell was wrong with that frog?
index recorded in any European country. Species like fish, amphibians.
What the hell? Oh my god. This is nasty. This frog is so ugly. Oh my god. Look at all the spots. Oh my
Amphibians
god.
and brown bears. Out of the 526 species of European birds, it is believed that 333 of them can be regularly found in Montenegro. So yeah, bird watchers, book your flights.
Book.
As mentioned, the
Book.
country is loaded with many notable mountain and coastal landmarks. You have the Durmitor and the Blue Grotto Cave. They're just nice, peaceful places to get away from it all, you know? And take a nap.
I call the 2,000-year-old olive tree thing.
Economically speaking, they aren't really much of an agrarian or resource extraction-based society. Most of their essentials are actually imported. I mean, yes, they do have farms and export a little bit of metal, but ever since the early 2000s, they've been booming in the service, tourism, and foreign investment sectors. To this day, they have consistently placed multiple times at the top of the list of European countries with the largest foreign investment per capita, especially from Russian and British billionaires.
So it's like they don't need to farm, people just see potential in this place and pay to see it?
Best job ever.
And now food. Some of the top notable dishes you guys, the Montenegrin geography have told us, include things like kaçamak, rashtan, nigushki,
I know the. Wait. Oh my god, what is it called? I know the. Oh my god, this is the traditional dish, very famous. Oh my god, goulash. Goulash. I think it's goulash. Something like that. It's very famous.
prosciutto, and cheese. And of course, like all the countries around them, they love a good shot of that Pan-Balkan rakia. And speaking of culture, they share.
Okay, so I was wrong. I was sure there was like some dish that was called goulash or something like that from Montenegro. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if I'm correct or if they forgot it or if I'm just saying something stupid. Probably.
Whew, gotta love that rakia. Thank you, Noah. Follow him on Instagram.
You're welcome. I see you've upgraded to an adult beverage.
Yeah, Geography Now does not endorse underage drinking. We are of age though, so we can drink. Just a little disclaimer. Now, I asked a lot of you guys, the Montenegrin geographers, how would you guys distinguish yourself apart from the rest of the Balkan cousins? Surprisingly, a lot of you kind of agreed on one thing. You all kind of proudly said something along the lines of, we are kind of known for being the sleepy, lazy people. I mean, they literally even have a lazy Olympics in the town of Bresna. You can win about 400 euros just for being the one that lays down and does nothing for the longest.
Oh my
We should
god.
hang out sometime.
No, but seriously, they also come from a very strong background rooted in kingdoms that fought relentlessly against invaders too. Not everything is a siesta here. But anyway, the country has about 630,000 people and is the
Just
least
that.
populated Balkan nation.
Yeah.
The country is multi-ethnic, made up
Oh my god. It looks pretty. I mean, I know it's not a big country, but it looks way bigger than other country that like Malta. It has just like 500,000 people. It's so small. This one is like 10 times Malta, judging by how how do you call that? By the map.
Of about 45% that identify as Montenegrins,
Oh.
about 29% Serbian, whereas about 9% are Bosnian, 5% Albanian, and the
Wow.
rest are other groups,
It's a lot
mostly
of
Europeans,
diversity.
and a few non-Europeans as well. Although they are not part of the EU, they do use the euro as their currency. They use the type C and F plug outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road. Now back to the Montenegrin
that's
Serbian
interesting.
thing. This is where things get a little tricky. Geography Savo said, there's a saying, Serbia and Montenegro are like two eyes in one head. Culturally speaking, they are pretty close, and often sometimes Montenegrins or Serbs in the country might
How many highs there has to be in one head?
interchangeably identify with the other group for whatever reason. So exact statistic and numbers on the populace is not always completely accurate. But in the end, unless they specify, do not call a Montenegrin a Serb. Basically, with Montenegro, you see a little bit of Italian influence, kind of, I guess
Oh,
you could
really?
say. Historically speaking, the Renaissance contemporaries played a major role in influencing parts of the country. It was kind of like...
Hey, you got some great beaches and landscape.
Oh, well, thank you.
But, you know, it could really use some sprucing up. Why don't I teach you some architecture techniques, maybe spice up your literature style, you know, just polish up a few things?
Look at their faces.
What are you doing talking to that stranger?
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's like, I don't know if you had in your school those, when you were in middle school, you know, they make you do this kind of little recitals, you know, and everyone is so awkward like that, doing this kind of, how you say, this kind of performances. It's so funny, this kind of comedy. Oh my god, this look like really, brings me back really to middle school.
Oh, and I'm gonna give you a name.
And that's kind of how it happened. Their traditional costumes are a little different, a little more colorful than their Serbian brothers and sisters. They also have their own folklore,
Very
national
beautiful.
dances like the Oro dance or Eagle dance. Weddings are fun. Traditionally, couples will plant an olive tree together to symbolize unity. Like we explained in the Bosnia and Herzegovina episode, basically all of these countries more or less can understand each other. There might be some small accents. Or
Serbo-Croatian they speak, right? I mean, of course, there's gonna be some difference between Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, but you know, it's always intelligible. Like I don't know, still a universal language for them, I think.
word switches, but let's not fool ourselves. They all pretty much get each other when they talk. It's like,
Hi, I'm speaking Australian.
Hi, I'm speaking Alabama.
Hello, I'm speaking Belize.
oi, your bum's out the window. What you be saying, lads and lass?
What the hell?
Now the Montenegrin both the
Scottish.
Cyrillic and Latin alphabets. They have a few extra letters. However, I've been
Gaelic.
told that recently more people have been favoring the Latin one. Faith-wise, again, the nation is quite diverse, so you get people from multiple denominations, but the most predominant one adhered to being Eastern Orthodox. At least 3/4 of the population claims to be a part of the church, and the second largest one being Islam at about 20%. In addition, Montenegro is known for being
wow.
the second tallest country on earth after the Netherlands, which has
Wow.
like helped them in men's water polo and women's handball championships. They
Yeah, now that I think about it, most football players that I knew that were playing professionally in Europe, they were all pretty tall. Yeah, wow, but I didn't know that. That's so interesting. This format, this kind of videos, you always learn new things. So beautiful.
They do really well in these sports. Anyway, we've been rambling on and on. History time, in the quickest way I can put
Wait,
it.
wait,
They do really well in these sports.
Ah.
Anyway, we've been rambling on and on.
Handball.
History time, in the quickest way I can
Volleyball.
put it. Illyrians, Greeks, maybe Celts. Roman Empire
Maybe.
collapses. Blah blah blah. We've told you about this story a
Maybe.
million times. Ancient Slavs come in around the 6th century. Kingdom of Duklea. They tried to attack Constantinople. Didn't really work out. Johann Vladimir. They switched their name to Zeta. Venetians come in and influence things for like 3 centuries. These dynasties. The Ottomans come in. Peter Petrovic Nyagosh years. Russians come in and help with the fight against the Ottomans. The Treaty of Berlin. Balkan Wars. World War I. Things got really messy. They joined the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later called Yugoslavia. World War II. Now they're part of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Civil War in the 90s. Yugoslavia breaks up. All that's left is Montenegro and Serbia. They finally gained full independence from Serbia in 2006. And here we are today. I asked you guys, the Montenegrin geographies, for a list of some notable people from Montenegro. Again, I was told it can be kind of hard because of the
Let's
Serb
see.
Montenegrin identity thing we talked about. But the people might include historical figure Ivan Crnovic, Bishop Peter I, Petrovic Njegoš, King Nikola Petrovic, these football players.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, I can't see Vucinic. Oh my god. I'm a Juventus fan, so Take that name away. Take that name away.
These NBA stars, these painters, this musician guy, Mima Karadzic, Mladen Nelevic, this comedy group, and finally, Dusan Vukotic. So many creative people. I mean, when you have all that time to chill and think, you know, no surprise. Now, let's just finish up this episode with the last segment. I want to take a nap.
I wanna take a nap.
Montenegro is seriously like the most relaxed and chill former Yugoslav country. They don't really start any drama, and all their neighbors, let alone visitors from all over the world, love to come and enjoy the tranquil forests and beaches. It's just how it is. First of all,
That's cool.
EU has been getting more and more close over the years, and currently Montenegro is a candidate to join with lots of outside support, especially Italy, who has helped and influenced them greatly in the past. Russia is also very close. Montenegrins will never forget the role they played in assisting and protecting them from the Ottoman Empire. Nonetheless, they must have slept in and forgot the memo that joining NATO was totally something Russia would feel a little antsy about. Their inner circle, of course, would be the former Yugoslav states like Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia, to some extent maybe even Slovenia. These countries are some of their biggest trading partners, and many Montenegrins have family in each nation. When it comes to their best friends, however, most Montenegrins will probably say Serbia. Despite the desire to clearly distinguish themselves apart, they are essentially blood brothers, 2 eyes and 1 head. Not only is business crucial between them, as Serbia likes to use Montenegro's ports as access to the Mediterranean, but many Montenegrins go to school in Serbia, marry Serbians, and have families with them. In conclusion, hey, if your country went through over 1,000 years of wars, dynasties...
Wow, the flag is really so cool. You can see that is really so cool, that flag. Wow. So beautiful. You don't see that many flags so beautiful. Usually it's just different colors that they have different meanings, but this one looks very cool.
These battles, political turmoil, chances are you'd probably want to take a nap too, okay? You deserve every last bit of that lazy stereotype Montenegro. Go ahead and knock yourself out. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Rocco.
after watching this episode, I'm feeling a little bit sleepy as well. Talking too much about getting some sleep, getting a nap. But anyway, guys, this was very interesting. I love so much this kind of videos, so I want to try and do them, you know, as many as I can, because they're very beautiful, full of insights. After the Corona whole thing, I want to start to travel, so I'm gonna watch them again by myself, you know, and then decide which my next destination will be. So guys, we arrived to the end of this video. Put a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments what you thought about this reaction and what do you want me to react to next, if it's your country or other episode that you enjoy watching. So we are really at the end, and I'll see you next time.